First, we are going to a process how a software is made or designed in a company. What is the number of persons, number of stages or phases involved in a making a software. Okay, what happens? For example, take a common example. So, in our home, we are making a rice. Suppose we need to be making a rice. For that process, making a rice having a process. So in that process, what is involved? Take rice from market, then clean that rice, then soak rice for 10 minutes, then heat water, then add rice and other ingredient in water, and then wait for ready. So it's a common process for making a rice. Okay, so for every home, for every person have some different process. So in my home we are using such kind of process. Some people, what they are doing, without soaking a rice for a 10 minutes, they directly heat water and inside that they are pouring all the content. Means from person to person, from person to person, this process may be little bit different, but what is the input? Rice is a input. Rice is a input. And what is the output? Cooked rice is a output. Is a output. Means for making a product, it is a product. Cooked rice is a product. Okay. For making a product, we traveled from different phases. First, two, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That total process is called as a life cycle. Life cycle. Please mute audio. Dipesh sir, mute audio. When you have a question, unmute and ask me. Samina madam, right now voice is breaking.
It's okay.
Okay,
I'm getting it, so don't worry. I'm getting it.
okay, okay. So this total process having a number of phases, or it's a cyclic process. So that one is called as a life cycle. So take the rice from the market, clean that rice, then soak for a 10 minute. Then after that we go for a heat water. So you can analyze that every step is a depends on a another step. Without getting a rice from market, you cannot go for a cleaning a rice. Okay. So without rice, we cannot go for a heat a water. And last, when we get a result or when we get a output or when we get a product, when we are pouring all the rice and the ingredient in the heated water, then we get a rice. So this one is known as a product, and this one is known as a requirement. Requirements. My requirement, I need rice for eating. It's my requirement. I need a rice for eating. It's my requirement. Then which product I needed? I needed a cooked rice. Okay. And what are the number of phases involved? This total number of phases involved for cooking a rice. there may be little bit change. Some people not soaking the rice for in water for 10 minutes. Some people take a branded rice from market, hence cleaning is not required. Some people take a branded rice from market, means what happens, clean is not required, already that rice is clean rice. Some people without a heated water or heat water, what we are doing, they are go with a pressure cooker. Inside that they directly mix water plus rice plus salt, anything other, and directly they put on a gas. Okay, means person to person this process may be little bit different, but for product of a cooked rice we have to follow some phases, some stages. Okay, so this rice making process I can simply call as a rice development life cycle. Okay, rice development life cycle. Similarly comes on our topic. Our topic is a software development life cycle. Software development life cycle. Software development life cycle. For a rice development life cycle, what is the requirement? I need a rice. It's my requirement. Okay. Similarly, in software, the requirement is a customer or client want a software. Client want a software. Clients required a software. Depending on that, we are producing a software and giving for that client or that person take your software and use it and give us money or fees for that software. Okay. So right now I'm removing that a common example from this process and move towards our actual things, that is a software development life cycle. So consider example for a software development life cycle, means how to make a software, a design software, that everything comes under a this life cycle. Take the requirement from that person, then make some documents, then developer team instruct them make such kind of software, then testing team instruct them go for a testing purpose, and then last removing bug and supplying that software to the customer. The total process we have to be studied inside this software development life cycle. For that purpose, consider example. Suppose SDFC Bank SDFC Bank want a software for credit card, home loan, car loan purpose only. Suppose SDFC Bank want a software for credit card management, home loan management, and the car loan management. They don't have any software right now. Assume such kind of situation, and they require a software. What they are doing? They simply call. They simply call a software company like Infosys, SDFC Bank call a company or call a software company Infosys and ask them, sir, we want a software, please give us software. Then next phase, Infosys company send a person to HDFC bank. Okay, why they send person to HDFC bank? For taking the requirement from the bank. Okay, bank for taking requirements from bank. taking requirements from bank. Okay, and that person is called as a business analyst, BA. So what I'm told here, SDFC Bank required a software. They called a Infosys company. Infosys will need a software. Then on the next day, Infosys company, one person go to the SDFC Bank for taking the requirement. He comes in SDFC Bank and asks, "Sir, last day you called to our Infosys. You need a software. Please tell me what is your requirement. Please deliver your requirement to me." Then SDFC Bank tell that person, "We need a software for credit card, home loan, car loan." So which things SDFC Bank delivered to the business analyst? Can anyone tell me? Which things SDFC Bank delivered to the business analyst? Any answer?
That requirements, credit card, home loan, how they want and all.
Yes. Similarly, okay. So SDFC Bank gives requirements to business analyst. Okay. SDFC Bank gives requirement to business analyst. Requirement means what? These, we need a software for credit card, home loan, car loan management. Okay, and then that business analyst comes in Infosys company, and for spending 3 to 4 days, he made one document having the business requirement specification. He made one document having name business requirement specification. So what is the content of this document? This document content is a only requirement, BRS, only requirement. So who is given a requirement? Samina madam, who is given a requirement?
The product owner?
Yes, that is SDFC Bank. Okay, so by using that requirement, the business analyst person, he made another document having name business requirement specification. The name is a self-explanatory, business requirement specification. What is the content? Only requirement or pure requirements that contain inside this document. Who is responsible for making this document? Who is responsible person for making BRS document?
The BA.
BA, business analyst, is responsible for making a business requirement document. Okay, and that step is called as the requirement gathering phase. Okay, so here I am writing that step for phase name. I am writing here. The first phase name is a requirement gathering phase. Okay, who is responsible? Business analyst is responsible. What is the output of that method? Output is a business requirement specification. So what is the input for that process? Input is a requirement given by client. So SDFC Bank, it's called a client or customer. Input left side and slash, then output I am writing here. Requirement by client, it's a input. By using that input, business analyst, he made one new document having name business requirement specification. And that phase or that
Hello.
step. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry for disturbing you. Actually, I have one question, sir. What is the difference between customer and client?
Both are similar. Both are
Okay,
similar, but
okay,
in only IT field, instead of customer, they are calling client.
okay,
Okay, that
okay.
is a
Fine.
technical word. Okay,
Okay, okay. Thank you.
okay. So this first phase having name requirement gathering phase or requirement gathering step. So here, after finishing of this step, okay, so when that document is get ready, who is involving for making that document? This business analyst. On which phase? Requirement gathering phase. What is the meaning of that phase? In that phase, business analyst go to the company, take the requirement from that client, and by using that requirement, he make a new design software, a new design document having name business requirement specification. Business requirement specification. Okay, and after designing this document, this business analyst again go to the required location, means this company. By using PRS, this business analyst again go to the company, SDFC bank, and give that document to the SDFC bank. Sir, by using your requirement here, I designed a document having name BRS. Please observe that and inform me if any help needed. This document business analyst delivered to the Infosys company. Sir, as per your requirement, I made one document. Please see that document. Then Infosys company see that document, study it, analysis. That is internal part of them. We don't know. Okay, it doesn't involve in our software process. Okay, and then Infosys company inform. Then SDFC company inform that business analyst. Sir, the document is well and good. We need a software. Okay, so please go to the process. Okay, then at that situation, the legal agreement is signed between the Infosys company and the SDFC company, and then business analyst business analyst come to again Infosys company. Okay, and he shouted, we get new project, we get new project. So when we get a new project, when that document is accepted by Infosys, when that document is accepted by SDFC, that is a client. Client gives a requirement. By using requirement, that business analyst made a document having name BRS, and then again business analyst shows that document to the SDFC bank. Then SDFC bank satisfied from that document and they deliver a contract to the Infosys. Please make a software. We are ready for this one. Then they are signing the legal statement, whatever the internal process that doesn't involve in the SDLC process. But then the business analyst again comes to the Infosys and shouted, we get a new project for SDFC bank for creating a software for credit card, home loan, car loan functionality. Okay, that total involved in a first phase having name requirement gathering phase. Right now, Infosys company having a software requirement. They have to be work on that software requirement and make a new software for SDFC bank. Then after that, this document is delivered to the next phase. Okay, so here I'm writing input as a BRS, input as a BRS, and that phase name is a requirement analysis phase. Requirement analysis phase. So in this requirement analysis phase, what happens when we get a project, or when that Infosys company get a project from a SDFC bank by using this BRS document, then Infosys company appoint a project manager. appoint a project manager for that project, okay, and hand over that document to that project manager and ask them proceed. Then that project manager comes in a phase having name requirement analysis, and inside that phase he analyzes that total BRS document. This one, he studies all the BRS document, and by using that BRS document he made another new document having name functional requirement specification or system requirement specification. So instead of slash, I'm going with a arrow. Here again, I'm going with a arrow. Okay. So this FRS document and SRS document is generated by using BRS. Who is responsible for making FRS or SRS? Anyone tell me?
A project manager.
Project manager is responsible. So by using which document project manager design SRS or FRS? By using which document?
BRS.
BRS. Okay. So BRS acts as a entry criteria or input for requirement analysis phase. What I am told now? BRS document acts as a entry criteria or input for requirement analysis phase. Without BRS, project manager is not able to produce FRS or SRS. FRS or SRS is depends on BRS only. If BRS available, means if requirement available, then and then we can fulfill that requirement. We can fulfill that requirement. So what is the meaning of FRS? Functional requirement specification. SRS, software requirement specification. Right now, don't think on that one. What is the content of them? We have a separate session on this one. BRS content, FRS content. Okay, what's the field involved in a BRS, FRS? All the things we are learning in that session. Right now, only keep in mind that FRS made by using a BRS. Project manager is a responsible, and the phase name is a requirement analysis phase. These two phases or every phase is dependent on each other. Without requirement gathering, we cannot proceed for a requirement analysis. The entry criteria for requirement analysis is a BRS document, and BRS document is ready in a requirement gathering phase from business analyst, and then that handover to the project manager. Project manager design new document using BRS having name functional requirement specification or software requirement specification. Right now, up till now, all the clear? Any question? Samina ma'am, Dipesh sir, any question?
No, sir, it's fine.
Okay, Samina ma'am, any question? Devi ma'am, any question?
No, thank you.
Okay. So, right now, what type of document with us? BRS and the FRS or SRS. Okay. So, right now we have two documents with us. Then that project manager deliver that document to the system architecture. Which document? I'm writing here as a input. BRS and FRS. Okay. So SRS I am not taking here. You assume that FRS or SRS, or sometimes FRS or SRS both are available. So BRS and FRS, that document is given to system architectures. Okay. Who is given that document to system architecture? Project manager. Project manager, and that phase name is a design phase. Design phase. So in this design phase, by using this document, the system architecture make two document having name high level design document and low level design document. By using BRS and the FRS, by using BRS and FRS, the system architecture of our Infosys company, they design the new document having name high level design and the low level design. High level design and the low level design. Okay, that phase name is a design phase. So what is the input or entry criteria for design phase? Can anyone tell me? Entry criteria for design phase? Samina ma'am?
It's require a BRS and FRS document.
Yes. Okay. Without BRS and FRS, design department is not feeling well. They need that document. By using that document, they are going to design these two documents. Okay. So what is the exit criteria for requirement analysis phase? What is the exit criteria for requirement analysis phase?
Design.
FRS or SRS? Exit means what? When that phase end, requirement analysis, what is the output? FRS or SRS? That is a exit criteria for requirement analysis phase. What is the exit criteria for design phase? High level design document and low level design document. Exit means what? What is the outcome of that phase? It's called exit. What is the input for that phase? It's called entry criteria. Okay, so here I am just writing entry criteria. So it's an interview question. Keep in mind entry criteria. Input documents. Okay, and exit criteria. Output document. Samina ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So this we have a 3 life cycle in our manual testing or automation testing: software development, software testing, and the bug life cycle. So in every interview there is a must question on this one. You just open your Naukri app or any other jobs app and just observe the job profile. Okay, in that case directly or strictly given that the candidate having a strong knowledge of a SDLC, the candidate having a strong knowledge of a SDLC, because without knowing the process, how can any person is work inside company? So it is very handy. Okay, one question at least in any interview, the interviewer can ask on this SDLC or that SDLC. Okay, so every phase or every step having some input and output document. Okay, so input is known as a entry criteria and the output is produced in that phase known as a exit criteria. So up till now we have a 4 document with us. Okay, which are 4 document with us? Business requirement specification, functional requirement specification, high level design document, and the low level design document. This 4 document is ready for that SDFC bank project. Whatever the requirement, how to fulfill that requirement, how to design that software, what is the UI of that software, what is the internal part of that software, which server we have to be used, all the content of that software are involved in these 4 documents. In these 4 documents, all the content is involved. Then that 4 document is given to the development team. Development team means who is the development team involved? Software developer or coding team. Okay, software developer is involved in the development phase. Okay, now what is the input for them? The input is all above document, all above documents. All above documents means which documents? BRS, FRS, high level design document and low level design document. All the documents is given to the developer. So who is given all the document to the developer? Project manager. Okay, when all the document get ready, project manager deliver that document to the developer. Okay, for development of that product or that software. Then simultaneously all the documents again given to the testing team. So inside a testing team, who is working? So we are tester, we are working inside a testing team. So responsible person is a tester, software tester, or it's also called as a QA, quality analyst. So we are working as a software tester or a quality analyst in testing phase or testing steps. So which document we get for testing? We get all about document. All about documents means which document? BRS, FRS, HLD, LLD. So these two process are a cyclic process, or always working in a simultaneous way. Simultaneously working we are. Okay, but before that, business analyst, this requirement gathering phase, analysis and design phase, these are not simultaneously working phases. Okay, first BRS get ready. By using BRS, FRS get ready. So by using FRS, these HLD, LLD get ready. Dependent. Okay, then total document get ready. Then the total document given to the development team and the testing team by project manager. Then we are involving for making test scenario, test cases. Similarly, development team are busy for making the program or code for that software. Okay, then after making that software, they use that software to our testing team. Okay, then our testing team execute test cases, check that software. If we found any difficulty or if we found any bug, we report them. There is a bug, please solve that bug. Okay, and then the last phase known as a deployment phase. Who is responsible for deployment phase? Business analyst, or team leader, then project manager, or in one single word called as a senior persons. Senior persons are involved inside this phase, deployment. So what is the output of deployment phase? Software. Okay, here I am just calling it a stable software as per the customer requirement. HDFC Bank required a software, then that software comes under this phase, deployment. Means the software is fulfilled as per the customer requirement, there is no any bug available, then that software goes for a deployment phase. Then there is a senior persons available. Senior person analyze, study all the software is working good or not good. Okay, and then if they found all the software is good, then that give that software to the customer or client. This total process is called as a software development life cycle. Okay, and responsibility I am given here: business analyst, project manager, system architecture, developer, tester. Then again all the senior comes here. These are the phases. Okay, requirement gathering phase, analysis phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase, and the last one is a deployment phase. So what is the entry criteria for requirement gathering phase? Requirement. What is the output or the exit criteria for requirement gathering phase? BRS document. What is the entry criteria for requirement analysis phase? BRS. What is the exit criteria for requirement analysis phase? SRS or FRS. Okay, so what is the entry criteria for a design phase? This one. So these all are the phases for a software development life cycle. So any company just following such kind of phases. Okay, there may be little bit change in phases. For example, if company working on a small phase, a company is working on a small project, inside that case there may be little bit change in that respective project. That is this step. Okay, so when you go on the internet and search about a software development life cycle, you get different kind of things. Okay, sometimes you get different kind of things. That things is nothing but a requirement gathering and a requirement analysis phase comes in a one phase. Requirement gathering here and requirement analysis comes here. Okay, some website there is another process is given, step is given here, project initialization and requirement gathering. Okay, so all are similar, don't worry about this one, just explain that step, all are involved in that one. Requirement gathering whole process I am explaining here, how to gather a requirement, that process I make here mention here. Okay, here only some internet websites gives that project initiation, and then next phase they given as a requirement gathering phase. Okay, what is happens in a project initiation, just the business analyst to go that side, take the requirement, that one is called as the project initiation, and the gathering requirement he made a document, that is called a requirement gathering. Okay, so every website having a different things, but whatever things I am given here, it's a perfect things, it's a perfect and the permanent things. Just answer this one, no one asking you that what is the requirement initiation, because inside requirement gathering you have to be explain everything. Then after that everything is similar, analysis, design, development and testing, the last one deployment. So interview question they may ask on a entry and the exit criteria, it's very ample. Okay, they just ask. So when you are starting a testing process, what is my question? When you are a tester, you are a software tester. Okay, so when you are starting a testing, what is the answer? My question is that when you are starting a testing, so
Uh,
Or
when
code finish.
no, her code finish also, but we have required this document. Okay,
but if I will get all document like that, BRS, FRS,
yes,
HLDL,
yes.
like that, so I can test early testing.
So testing is not only testing. Keep in mind that testing having again a life cycle, again a life cycle. Okay, so we are only comes in contact with a testing phase because we are a tester. We are working in a company as a QA, quality analyst or the tester. Our work is only inside this department. Again, observe that design phase who is involved, system architecture. They having again their own life cycle. Okay, don't think on that one. Again, developer having again their own life cycle. So life cycle means what? Step by step process. So what is the life cycle for a testing? Test plan, first phase, then test design, a second phase, then test design, before test design, test analysis available, and then test design available, then test execution available, and then last one test closure available. Okay, this total activity involved in a software testing life cycle means we get a document. Okay, after getting the document, this all document we get here. Okay, all means what? BRS, FRS, HLD and LLD. that project manager simply give to our team leader. Okay, then that team leader give that document to us, and along with our team leader made a one new document having name test plan. Then that total document he delivered to us for study purpose, analysis purpose. We just review, analyze all the documents for a study of that document. Then we have a next phase, test design. In the test design phase, we are creating or designing test scenario, and by using test scenario we are creating test cases. Okay, in test analysis phase, what we are doing here, we are understanding all documents, just study. Okay, and then test design, by using that document we are making a scenario and the test cases. Then next one, so when we get a software, okay, then we are execute test cases on the software, okay. So during designing scenario and test cases, we don't have a software, we just have a documents with us, because simultaneously development team is working on the making a software. Okay, we don't have an idle time during that phase. We are going with a creating scenario and the test cases by using documents. We have document. In a company we get document. Which are the document? These all BRS, FRS, HLD, LLD. By using that document we are designing scenario and the test cases. And after that, next phase, test execution, we get we get software. Then inside that we are just executing test cases on the software. How to execute test case? Open browser, here provide URL name, here then open that website, then put that first step, then put the second step and observe the result. Okay, and find out bug. That comes in a test execution. And the last one, this test closure. So when there is no any bug available, all the software is working good, then our senior person, team leader, then project manager, they decide close all the test scenario, close all the test cases, all are good, just go for the next phase. That is a deployment phase. After testing there is a deployment phase available. Okay, so right now today don't think on that one, we need a separate session for this total. Only keep in mind that we are inside a testing team, we have also our own life cycle, how to perform a testing from zero to highest level. We have to go from step by step. Just this is a software development life cycle: requirement gathering, requirement analysis, design, development, and the testing. Who is responsible? That all things I am given here. So what is the entry criteria for design phase? Can anyone tell me? Entry criteria for design.
Requirement,
Document
Client
BRS, FRS,
requirement.
and
BRS,
SRS.
FRS. Okay. Samina ma'am, what is the entry criteria for requirement analysis phase? Entry criteria for requirement analysis phase.
Get the requirements.
Yes, right one. BRS. Just observe that. If we don't have a BRS, how to proceed for a FRS? Okay. If we don't
So if
have,
I interview,
yes,
I'm so sorry. I just wanted to know that if an interviewer asking us about, like, they're gonna use the same words that explain the entry category or exit category, or
yes,
they can access.
I cannot get your question.
No, I'm asking, like, if we are having an interview, right?
Yes.
So on manual testing, they're gonna ask us this question.
Yes.
And do we need to describe all the phases, or we can just tell them?
So question like that way, कि when testing process start, okay? Because we are involving in testing. First question if they ask, when testing process start? So when we get all the documents, document are BRS, FRS, HLT, LLD, then we are going for a testing phase. Okay. The next question, what is the entry criteria for design phase? BRS, FRS. What is the entry criteria for testing phase? All the document.
Okay.
Okay, then give me a then a practical question as per your own company. If you are showing some experience, if you have some experience, okay, experience level question. So explain your company SDLC process. It's a it's a it's a experience level question. If you have some experience from manual testing, then this question they may ask. Explain your company software development lifecycle process. If you are fresher, they may simply remove this one. Explain SDLC process. If you are fresher, if you have some experience, then they simply ask you explain your company SDLC process. Just follow this one. It's a permanent solution. Go step by step. Okay, and seniority is most IMP, business analyst, project manager, system architecture. SM is system architecture, developer, tester, and or quality analyst. We are in a testing phase. We don't think about what happening inside a development, what happening inside a design, how they create this document. We don't need that one. Okay, so what is the content of this document? It's our business, because by using that document we are creating scenario and the test cases. Okay, so here I'm giving a introduction about a BRS. BRS is also called as customer specification, is also called as a BRD, also called as a customer specification. All are equal. Okay, some company called as a BRS, some company called as a BRD, some company called as a CS. S means specification, D means document. Again, S means specification. Business requirement specification, business requirement documents, and customer or client specification. All are similar, but depending on company, the name is different. Okay, so BRS, what is content of BRS? Pure requirements given by client. Okay, then next one pure requirement given by client. The next one, FRS. FRS is also called as FRD or SRS, also called as a SRD. FRS means functional requirement specification. FRD, functional requirement documents. SRS, software requirement specification, software requirement documents. So what is the content of that one? The content is how to create functionality as per BRS. How to create functionality as per BRS. Functionality and the non-functionality both in one here. For SRS, I am going with a non-functionality. As per BRS. As per BRS means what? This one. So I am giving a common example about a requirement. Suppose client gives a requirement, want a bike. Okay, so client just give one requirement to us. I'm taking on the next page. So client gives a requirement, want a bike. So what is the content of FRS and SRS for that one? Writing first one FRS, just for example purpose I'm giving here. For FRS, fuel of bike, then tire, engine, gear specification. Then, so such kind of things is involved in a FRS. Okay. So customer gives a requirement or client gives a requirement. We want a bike. Okay. So just BRS content. Suppose we want a bike. So what is the content of FRS? So FRS content is here. So what type of fuel? Then what type of fuel we use for that bike? What type of tire, engine, gear specification we use for that bike? Okay, such kind of technical specification or function that involve in a FRS document. Then what is the content of SRS? SRS and FRS both are different. Keep in mind that FRS and the SRS are different. So SRS contain FRS plus non-FRS means what? These SRS contain control C, control V, and color of bike, then load carrying capacity, then speed of bike, then appearance of bike, etc. Okay, so what is the content of SRS? SRS contain functional and the non-functional specification. Functional and the non-functional. But FRS only contain the functional specification. What is the function of pipe? That's things involved in the FRS. SRS contain functional and non-functional both. So that's about a FRS, SRS, SRT. Okay. So in the software technical language, I'm giving that here. SRS, sorry, this BRS FRD, CS, pure requirements given by client. FRS content is a only functional requirements, and then SRS means functional and non-functional requirements of that bike. Right now, don't think about what is a functional, what is a non-functional. So we have a types of a testing. Inside that we have discussed about a functional and non-functional. Okay, just for example purpose, I am giving here. Functional means what? Facebook. We are using a Facebook. On the Facebook, different feature or different function available. So first function for a Facebook, login. Second function for a Facebook, upload a photo. Third function for a Facebook, send a friend request. Fourth function of a Facebook, send a post. Like this way. This one is called as a function. And non-functional means what? Non-functional means what? Non-functional means what is the color of the Facebook. So text available on the Facebook application. What is the size of that text? What is the color of that text? The spelling mistake is available or not available on that text. Then, so how that Facebook application respond to the user? Okay, means if there is 1000 user is using a Facebook, what is the speed of that Facebook application? Such kind of non-technical aspect come inside a non-functional. And functional means just check their function. What is the use? Okay, example, suppose we have a Gmail with us. For Gmail, what is the function? Send or compose a new mail. Then we get a mail, then read that mail. Then spam folder is there available. Then delete is available there. These are the functions. These all are the functions. Okay. That involve in such kind of things, SRS and the FRS. we have another session. In that case, we are again discussing on a functional, non-functional. So who we are? So we are a functional software tester. Don't call as a we are manual tester. We are functional software tester. If you are belongs to a manual, just introduce here manual. If you are belongs to a automation, just introduce your automation. If anyone asks you, so what is your profile, what is your profile? So I am a functional software tester. Functional. Okay. I am a functional software tester. I am doesn't involve any non-functional activity. Non-functional, it doesn't belongs to our field. Keep in mind that. Non-functional means what? Find out software compatibility, then find out software speed, then find out software accuracy, then find out software spelling mistakes, then find out software color. That total aspect comes in a non-functional. In a company, there is a separate person available for non-functional, separate person available for non-functional testing, and the requirement is always minimum. If there is a 10 functional tester available in a company, 10 people available, okay, so here for non-functional only one person is available, it's much sufficient. The function is only just observe everything, and he has some software. So in automation we have number of software with us, Selenium, then Vatier software with us, RFT, OFT software with us for automation. But non-functional having JMeter, and second one Load Runner. These two software available for a non-functional testing. Non-functional testing. Okay. And again, requirement is very less. Hence, most of people not comes in a such kind of non-functional field. Why not come in say? Because in the market there is no much requirement for non-functional testing. Again, it comes in a simple way. There is no one person can offer you a big salary for non-functional testing. A fresher person can also involve or also take a good job inside a non-functional. Okay, he can do that work. It's not a complicated work. But in manual testing, we can get a big salary because we have to be check functionality of that purpose. Okay, that's the difference between the functional and the non-functional. Okay, so it's the introduction of a BRS and the FRS, all everything. So from 5th or 6th day of our training, I am giving you documents, and document is a BRS, then FRS. I am giving you, and I am teaching you how to create test scenario and the test cases. We have all the documents with us. Okay, so that's all about a software development life cycle. Any question?